Welcome back to The Explainer. So, if you've been paying any attention at all to the job market lately, you already know we're right in the middle of a massive, totally unprecedented shift. I mean, we are navigating a landscape that is just absolutely saturated with AI-generated applications. It has literally never been easier for someone to spin up a flawless cover letter, a stunning portfolio, or a perfectly optimized resume with, just a single click. But here's the real problem we're facing. When everyone looks perfect on paper, how do you actually stand out? How do you prove your real worth? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today as we dive into the rise of the verification economy and explore why every single professional out there right now needs a trust score. So what can you prove? I really want you to stop and think about this for a quick second. If I stripped away all the flashy adjectives on your resume, and if I took away the beautifully formatted design of your portfolio, what hard, undeniable evidence is actually left? We are all so used to just telling employers and clients how great we are, but the rules of the game have completely changed. It's no longer about what you say you can do, it's entirely about what you can definitively back up.
All right, let's get right into Section 1, the AI resume problem.
Okay, so we've got to acknowledge the elephant in the room here. Artificial intelligence has fundamentally and permanently disrupted the traditional hiring landscape. AI is honestly incredible at manufacturing the perfect professional facade. We're talking highly polished resumes, deeply impressive portfolios, and incredibly convincing applications. I mean, it can effortlessly hallucinate 10 years of senior leadership experience for a guy who literally just downloaded the software yesterday. But there's one crucial defining element that AI absolutely cannot manufacture overnight, and that is trust. Trust is a distinctly human element, right? It's earned through sweat equity, through real messy interactions, and through genuine follow-through. AI can absolutely mimic competence, but there is no way it can instantly forge genuine, hard-earned trust.
Think about it. For decades, the main question a hiring manager or a client would ask was simply, what can you do? They were asking for your capabilities. And honestly, they largely just took your word for it if you interviewed well and looked the part. But today, they know a language model probably wrote your brilliant response to their take-home interview question. So the new demand is simple, and it's rigorous. Can you prove it? Employers are shifting entirely from a mindset of hopeful assumption to a mindset of demanding concrete evidence. They want to see the receipts. Now, you might be wondering, wait a minute, what about my university degree? What about my 10 years of experience or my stacked LinkedIn profile? Like, do these traditional markers even matter anymore? Well, according to our source material, the answer is yes, absolutely. But here is the catch. They are no longer enough on their own to make you stand out. In a world where AI can help a complete novice beautifully articulate a decade of quote-unquote experience on a LinkedIn summary, these traditional markers are really just the baseline now. They'll get you to the starting line for sure, but they definitely won't win you the race anymore.
Which brings us to Section 2, enter the trust score.
So, how do we actually cut through this AI illusion? How do you break through all that noise?
Well, we all understand how a financial credit score works, right? It's a verifiable number based on your actual financial history that builds financial confidence for a bank or a lender. A professional trust score operates on that exact same logic, but for your career. It builds professional confidence for employers, clients, and partners. It's an undeniable record of your professional reliability. Just as you wouldn't get a mortgage without a solid credit score, in the very near future, it's going to be incredibly difficult to land a top-tier role without a strong trust score.
You can kind of think of these elements as your professional armor. We're talking verified skills, so not just casually typing Python on a resume, but linking to a verified GitHub repository or a recognized credential. Authentic work history, like actual proof you worked exactly where you said you did. Proven project outcomes that are driven by hard data and metrics, not just vague, fluffy job descriptions. Continuous learning that shows you're adapting to new things. Professional consistency, a real, trackable record of showing up and delivering time after time. And finally, trusted peer and client validation, where actual human beings vouch for your character and your output. If you can build up this armor, you literally render the AI-generated competition completely irrelevant. Moving right along to Section 3, the verification economy. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the massive macroeconomic trend happening all around us right now. We're moving from an economy built on information to one built on verification. That is profound. For the last 20 years, we've lived in the information age. If you had the information and if you could organize it nicely on a resume, you held all the power. But AI completely commoditized information. Information is now totally free and it's infinite. The scarcity in the market today isn't information anymore. It's truth. It is verification. This is a monumental transition in the professional world, and it absolutely dictates what your long-term career strategy needs to be. The old, completely outdated approach was to walk into a room and essentially say, "Trust me, I'm a really hard worker, I'm creative, I'm a team player." Look, that approach is dead. The professionals who will actually survive and thrive in this AI wave are going to walk into that exact same room, abandon self-claims entirely, and simply say, "Here is the evidence." It is a complete 180 in how you present your value to the world. The big takeaway here is that trust is no longer just this soft, fuzzy, nice-to-have trait. In the verification economy, trust is hard data. It's a tangible, measurable, professional asset that you can actually build, track, and leverage. It is the very foundation of your career equity, and it's the one thing that will completely separate you from the people who just rely on whatever an algorithm can type out for them. So I'm going to leave you with this. In the age of AI, is your trust measurable? When an employer looks at your profile tomorrow, are they going to see a hollow list of AI-generated claims, or will they see an undeniable verified trust score? Because the professionals who truly thrive in the coming years won't be the ones with the most polished applications. They will absolutely be the ones with the most undeniable proof. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and start building your evidence.